This is QTV News and I am Jana Basonko. Thank you for joining us. First, the headlines. An advocacy group, Gambia for 5 years and Peace Building, organizes a solidarity march calling President ADAMA Barrow to honor the 5 years presidential constitutional mandate. Guinea-Bissau's President-elect Umaro Cissoko Embalo has paid a courtesy call on President ADAMA Barrow. In business news, a new fashion, lifestyle and culture magazine is launched and the maiden edition is dedicated to Rohey Malick Lowe, the capital's first female mayor. The Senegalo-Gambian network of women entrepreneurs and leaders held their annual general meeting over the weekend. In international news, the UN warns that the Sahel region has been hit by unprecedented terrorist violence. And Iran's police force are shifted to deny reports circulating on social media that they shot at protesters with live ammunition. For more on these and other stories, stay tuned. First, the local news in detail. An advocacy group, Gambia for 5 years and Peace Building on Sunday organized a solidarity march past from Sting Corner to Denton Bridge, asking President ADAMA Barrow to honor the 5-year presidential constitutional mandate. As Mamadou Lamin Choi reports, they handed a petition to the president through government spokesperson Ibrahim Sankare.
They turn out in their thousands at Sting Corner to march in solidarity with the Constitution, demanding President Barrow to respect the Constitution and complete his 5-year mandate to give peace and stability a chance. Men in uniform were also in full riot gear, ready to enforce the law. Mixed with people from different political parties, the march saw people chanting and calling on ADAMA Barrow, but with different messages. While some maintained their demand for Barrow to serve his 5-year constitutional mandate, others expressed 10 years and even more.
5 years, 10 years, 5 years, 10 years.
Lined up in front, ready to take part in the solidarity march are also women in wheelchairs. They told QTV that peace and stability create a safe haven for them. Maimuna Sarr is one of them.
We, the physically disabled persons, suffer most whenever there is instability. We were worried and suffered in the wake of the 3 years Jotna protest that prevented us from holding our event, which is the International Day for the Disabled Persons, on the 3rd of last month.
They marched with energy, moving towards Banjul but stopping 200 meters from Denton Bridge. Officials, a minister and a presidential advisor were among those seen at the Solidarity March. One of them is Henry Gomez, member of the Coalition 2016, Secretary General of GPDP and special advisor to the President. He says that his presence at the event is to exercise his right to defend the President's 5-year constitutional mandate.
Barrow's right is 5 years. Barrow is not a Senegalese, neither a Malian. He's a Gambian like you and me. So Barrow is defending what also belongs to him. If we are beating Barrow every day using the Constitution, why can't Barrow not use the same Constitution also upon us?
Lamin Jammeh, the Vice President of the Gambia for 5 years and Peace Building, believes that their objective for the Solidarity March is achieved.
We have achieved what we're supposed to have. As you can see, still now people are coming in. The place that we find out for accommodation, all those places, the hotels, the lodges, the schools, they are all occupied by our people, as you have seen.
Omar Jendur, one of the supporters of the President's 5-year constitutional mandate, alleges that the 3 years Jotna protest last month had hampered education and business and that he is out to defend the Constitution.
The 3 years Jotna protest, what happened? As much as it was peaceful, but it sent in the air that fear factor. And as a result, many parents asked their children not to go to school. Most of the schools were unoperational that day. That's a loss.
After more than 2 hours of buzzing Solidarity March, highly agitated participants anxiously wait for the handover of a petition to the government spokesperson for delivery to President Barrow. According to the advocacy group, the petition was signed by 15,000 Gambians, adding that such a number of signatories represent just a fraction of people present at the Solidarity March.
Mr. President, we wish to stress that if you shall ever yield to the demands of the 3 years Jotna, you will be betraying us, we the majority of the Gambian people. And we shall hold you accountable for failing to protect and uphold the Constitution thereby. We will not relent in our stride and shall embark on mass protest across the country until the will of the people is respected.
As the Secretary General of the Gambia for 5 Years and Peace Building concludes reading the petition, his thanks to the President are interrupted by his tears and crowds surrounding the scene, clapping.
Your Excellency, we thank you.
It is less than a week now before the President's mandate clocks 3 years. Will he honor the coalition's agreement of 3 years? Well, it is a flat no if we are to go by the President's New Year message when he said it will be irresponsible, imprudent, and in fact, betrayal of the voice of the people. Mohamed Lamin Choy, QTV News.
The President-elect of Guinea-Bissau, Umaro Cissoko Embalo, on Monday paid a courtesy call visit to President ADAMA Barrow at the State House. The visit is part of efforts to strengthen bilateral ties between the two countries. QTV's Ansumana Isonyasi was at the presidency and he files in the report.
The visit comes a day after Guinea-Bissau's Supreme Court threw out a legal bid by Mr. Embalo's opponent to overturn the result, in a move signifying his commitment to strengthening bilateral relations between the two countries. President-elect of Guinea-Bissau, Umaro Cissoko Embalo, paid a courtesy call on President Barrow. This is his first official visit to the Gambia since he was declared winner of the recently held and hotly contested presidential elections in Bissau. Following a closed-door session with President Barrow, the Bissau leader told journalists that his visit to the Gambia is highly significant given the historical and long-standing bilateral ties between the two countries.
Gambia with Guinea-Bissau, we not only the neighbors, but those two countries, brothers. And to confirm him also, Gambia wanna be my priority. Is the country gonna be really the priority to work together? We already work together. I remember when I was Prime Minister, I was here twice or three times, many times. And today, I am President-elected. And I know many Gambians people. I have a lot of friends, brothers here.
Furthermore, he says his discussions with Barrow centered mainly on economic cooperation, especially in the area of business and agriculture. He went on to reveal that plans are afoot to stop the issuance of laissez-passer to Gambian citizens residing in Bissau, adding that Bissau and Gambia are too close for the institution of policies that might restrict the movement of citizens of both countries.
And all the Gambian people that are invited to come to Guinea-Bissau. Guinea-Bissau, once I am elected, we don't ambassador. We don't gonna need the laissez-passer everything. Guinea-Bissau, Gambia is gonna finish. They're the brothers. No bother with Gambian citizen and citizen Bissau Guinea in Gambia. This is my own decision. But President, I don't want to impose you this decision. This is my decision because of our relation between Gambia and Guinea-Bissau.
Commenting on the insurgencies in the sub-region, President-elect Embalo says he has already started engaging his counterparts in the region, adding that his government will prioritize the promotion of peace and stability within the sub-region.
I was chief of intelligence in the army. I'm from the army. I tell him we're supposed to work very close. Gambia, Guinea-Bissau, and Senegal. Also in Africa, because today, don't forget, we are in ECOWAS, behalf of our relation, two countries. And I think it's very important. So I'm saying, the first question or advice the President Barrow gave me is the stability in Guinea-Bissau, peace in Guinea-Bissau.
He concluded by expressing his appreciation to President Barrow, who he calls his big brother, for his support to the people of Bissau. Embalo, 47, had previously served as Prime Minister between 2016 and 2018 before ascending to the presidency in the recently held presidential elections in which he secured 53% of the votes cast. Ansumana Isonyasi for QTV News.
And now the business news in detail. A new magazine, the maiden edition of which is dedicated to the lady mayor of Banjul City Council, was launched on Sunday. According to organizers, this inaugural issue of Elite magazine is dedicated to Rohey Malick Lowe in recognition of her hard work, motivation and leadership. This story is written by Lamin Dabo and narrated by Aisha Cisse.
The launch event recognizes socio-economic developments the Lord Mayoress is making to transform the BCC and our capital city. Elite magazine will feature fashion, lifestyle, culture, and also to help promote tourism. A representative of the Gambia Tourist Board, Ida Jeng Jai, says the initiative will no doubt contribute to promoting the country's tourism sector.
So ñu ngi leena ñaan comme ni Fatou Rahman koko jëli initiative bi ni.
We're urging each and everyone to come out with initiative by emulating Fatoumata Koka in promoting the Gambia's tourism sector. This will benefit all the sectors of our economy and our country will prosper. The Lord Mayoress of Banjul City Council, Rohey Malick Lowe, expressed delight at the recognition and honor of dedication of the maiden issue of the magazine to her. The Mayoress believed that the magazine will contribute immensely in sensitizing the public about women's leadership and gender equality in the Gambia.
I believe that participation from actors from various parts of our society is necessary in advancing women's empowerment. Therefore, it is not an exaggeration when I say that it is an honor to me to be featured on the cover of this magazine. I believe our future collective work will allow us to achieve impressive results that will impact more women and further address more problems that affect women in the Gambia.
Ami Cisse, Senior Marketing Manager at QCell, explains why QCell gladly sponsored Elite magazine.
Without a doubt, we didn't hesitate in sponsoring this because this basically embodies everything Gambian. It's Gambian fashion, it's Gambian lifestyle, it's Gambian culture, and that is what QCell is all about. We believe in the Sunyubus brand, and in support of Fatoumata, we had to support this initiative. We're very proud of the achievements, and we pray and hope that we would be celebrating many more editions of EMAC magazine in the future, and we look forward to other collaborations as well in the future. So congratulations.
Fatoumata Koka, the founder and the CEO of the EMAG, expressed delight and thanked QCell Sunyubus for sponsoring the publication of the maiden edition of EMAG, which she calls a dream come true. She further explains the reason for coming up with such an initiative.
I think the concept says it all. It's more to do with the culture. Because I did my research and I understand that we need to sell the Gambia more. And how do we sell the Gambia? We have to do it as Gambians. And this magazine, it's all Gambian. Everything, it's 64 pages, but it's all Gambian. You know, this magazine is here to showcase the beautiful Gambia and what Gambians can do.
EMAC will also feature articles on beauty, food and history. It will promote Gambian talent, empower women, and promote the rich culture of the Gambia. For QTV News, I am Hawa Cisse.
The Senegalo-Gambian network of women entrepreneurs and leaders held its annual general meeting on Saturday. The meeting is part of the network's mandate to brief members on its activities and elect new members in the executive. The network has over 350 members in Gambia and over 500 in Senegal. Bintu Koka has the rest of that.
Formed in October 2017, the Senegalo-Gambian network of women entrepreneurs and leaders was initiated by leaders of the two countries, President ADAMA Barrow and President Macky Sall. The network brings together women and youth from Senegal and the Gambia to strengthen bilateral ties and to engage in cross-border trade and free movement of people and goods. The president of the chapter, Ajaratu Adulatsi, spoke about some of the challenges they face.
We have searched for offices, but a lot of the places are story buildings. We have disabled persons among us who are very hardworking and they need to access our office. It will be difficult if we don't have an office conducive and accessible to all.
The president of GCCI, Idrissa Mas Job, congratulated the women for the job well done. adds that GCCI will always give its full support to the network.
Because the women are the most underprivileged. They are the most hardworking in our society. They are the most fundamental because they raise the next generation of our leaders. They are the first line of defense for our families, for our children, for our youth. So even though the youths are important, I think the women that would train and guide these youths, that bring them up, are even more important.
By Lamin Job, the Minister of Trade, says the ministry is not able to provide support at this moment as the current funds from government cannot be used for social activities, but they will be ready to give support in the future.
If the change in how we are funded happens, it will no longer be in the hands of the Ministry of Finance. We will then be able to sponsor women organizations. That is a promise I am making.
To the delight of the women, the president of GCCI, Idrissa Mas Job, donated $100,000 on behalf of GCCI and also $50,000 on his personal behalf. Ajib Bank also made a donation of $50,000 and the Minister of Trade, Bai Lamin Job, gave $25,000. The organization showed its appreciation for the work of the executive in that it voted to retain all of them in their current positions. Bintu Koka, QTV News.
We will go with a short commercial break, and when we return, the UN says the Sahel region has faced and continues to face unprecedented tourist violence, and we also hear about the shift denial by Iran's police force over accusations of using live ammunition on protesters. Join us after the break.
It's the start of a new decade, and QCell brings you a new and improved 4G MiFi router. You can connect up to 32 devices. Yes, 32 devices with the new MiFi router and enjoy the fastest internet service in the Gambia. So go get it now at any of our QCell customer care centers for just $2,500 and subscribe to our ongoing 4G mega data promo. For more information, call QCell customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyu Boss, we innovate, others follow.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV News. According to the UN, in 2019, Mali, Niger and Burkina Faso have been seen as dramatic increase in the deaths from tourist attacks, with 4,000 people being killed across the three countries. The UN says much must be done to counter the alarming trend in the Sahel region, where terrorist violence has spread since an intrusion and revolt by armed Islamist forces in northern Mali in 2012. The report to the UN Security Council by Mohammed bin Chambas, the United Nations envoy for West Africa and the Sahel, said that over the period there has been relentless attacks on both military and civilian targets. He said the effect has been such that confidence in the region has been shaken. In Iran, the police have denied shooting at protesters in Tehran. The denial comes after security forces in Tehran were shown using tear gas to disperse protesters over their government's belated admission that it shot down a passenger plane. However, the police have been quick to issue a denial over accusations they use live ammunition. In spite of the police denial, videos have been posted on social media which appear to show that indeed live ammunition was used against protesters. We now go over to my colleague Mamadou Gajaga for some sports news. Mr. Gajaga, what's this we hear that so-called Wonder shoes influence marathon records.
Yes, Jennifer, very interesting there. Is it the man, is it the shoes, or is it the influence of technology that has an impact in how fast you can run? We are talking about elite marathon runners in this story. One of them is Eljo Kipkoje, and also Britt Kosgei and Jeffrey Kamro, all of whom wear what are being called wonder shoes. According to critics, their extraordinary performance is just because of high-tech shoes are making a big difference in giving them an unfair advantage when it comes to running long-distance runnings. More and more people are asking, will shoe technology change the race in the future? Well, that is a big question also that is being asked by many, especially on social media. That's the interesting story about international sports, especially on athletics. But now we'll also have to talk about home football, because in the Gambia's First Division League, matches were played over the weekend, on Saturday and on Sunday. Here are the weekend results. Banjul United played against Elite United, which is one of the teams that were promoted to the First Division this season. Banjul United won by 1-0. Talinding United 0, Walidan 0. Fortune also played a 0-0 draw with Gambia Ports Authority. Whilst on Sunday, the champions, Brikama United, beat Hawks by 2-1 at the Brikama Mini Stadium. Real de Banjul also drew 0-0 with Banjul United. The Gambia Armed Forces also played against Gamtel, and Gamtel won by 1-0. That has been the interesting fairy tale in Gambian football over the weekend. And after 5 matches have been played in the league, there is no team with 100% winning record. The table stands like this. Gamtel are on top on 10 points after 5 matches. Real de Banjul second on 9 points. Brikama United third, there also on 9 points. But Real have a better goal advantage. That's all we have for you in this edition of the sports. Back to you, Jennifer.
Thank you so much, Gajaga. Gajaga, I'm thinking of getting those shoes. It seems it's working. What do you think?
Well, these are shoes that everyone, I think, have to go in for, because we all want to run faster. So maybe we need the shoes to be able to run faster.
I have to try those. Before we end this news bulletin, let's take a quick look at our main stories. In local news, an advocacy group, Gambia for 5 years, and Peace Building organized a solidarity march calling President ADAMA Barrow to honor the 5 years presidential constitutional mandate. Guinea-Bissau's President Umaro Cissoko Embalo has paid a courtesy call on President ADAMA Barrow. In business news, a new magazine, fashion, lifestyle and culture magazine is launched, and the maiden edition is dedicated to Rohey Malick Lowe. The Senegalo-Gambian network of women entrepreneurs and leaders held their annual general meeting over the weekend. And international news, the UN warns that the Sahel region has been hit by unprecedented tourist violence. And Iran's police force are quick to deny reports circulating on social media that they shot at protesters with live ammunition. That is all we have for you in this edition of QTV News. Join us tomorrow, same time for more news.